Hey, my name is Ryan Postel with Oak Harbor Web Designs. This is my new project. So the client is Caselli Painting. He's a local painting contractor here in town, and this is what we're going to be making him. Just something modern, something clean. Uh, not the cookie cutter that we usually get from painting contractors. Trying to change up the style a little bit and you know bring up the standards of contracting websites. So, we got these little faded boxes. I did this to kind of like you're painting, right? You paint in layers with a roller until you finally get the color you want. So these are kind of like the first and second coats, and here's that third one. So that's why I did this. Just little things like that you can add to a design. And I also pulled that again down here because it felt like we were missing some color at the bottom. And a great way to add some color is if you're using some sort of design elements on the top, try to put it at the bottom. I have this nice little balance. So this is what we're going to make today. I think we're going to make these boxes animate, so they're going to be moving. Same thing with these. I think I'm going to have these fading in and out or moving. I haven't decided. And you'll notice this looks a little different than some of my other websites. I am using a new starter kit. So if you've watched some of my other videos before, I use a template that I start with, which is a landing page and about like so. This is what it is. This is what I start with now. And it has everything I need. So it's got my landing, it's got my services and my footer, and it's got a responsive navigation with built-in dark mode. And this is what I start working with out the box. I built this in HTML and CSS, and I put this on GitHub, and you can fork this and download it and use it yourself to start a project. So that will be in the comments. So it's got the about page. It's already done. We got our services, which is just comes down to here, or you can add your own services page. Here's testimonials, and then our contact page. So this is built in with the kit. So we got cute little animations here for your contact page. So this is what I start to work with now, and I want to show you something special. We're going to be doing something a little different today. Normally I just work in HTML and CSS, and that's it. However, I've done enough videos of that, and I think it's time for us to graduate and get a newer understanding of CSS and how to use M units for responsiveness. This will make you a much better developer, and honestly, it will cut your workload down by at least 30%. I've noticed that happening to me. So what we end up doing here is we use M values. So the body font size on the body is set to 20 pixels. M units are it's like a ratio. So if an H1 is 50 pixels, we don't put it as 50 pixels, like font size 50 pixels. We do font size 50 divided by 20, and then whatever that is in M. Let me calculate that. 50 divided by 20. So that would be 2.5 M. And that's how we would put it. It would be 2.5 M. So when the body font size changes, it also changes the size of the H1 because it's dependent on the body font size. I know this is going to sound confusing right now, but as I work, I'm going to show you how this works, and it might blow your mind. So at 2000 pixels, I set the body font size to be 1 view width, which is the entire view width port. So however big the screen is how big the body font size is. And because everything that all the units, all the measurements are in M's that are being divided by the body, now they're being divided by the screen width. So if the body font size is the screen width, or 2000, now everything will be scaled up by that factor. So just watch it. Watch everything as they grow. Literally every element on this page is growing proportionally. By every pixel, we make the screen bigger. So no matter what screen size you use, everything will be the same. If you're on a 2000 pixel size screen, or right here we're at a 3700 pixel size screen, you're going to see the exact same website. It's not going to be all zoomed out and wild and weird. And this is going to be a huge benefit for what we're doing, because we have these graphics, these things that are touching the edges of the screen here and here. So what ends up happening when the screen gets bigger is these things get way bigger, and they look weird. So if this is 1440 wide, if this was like 2500 wide, there'd be everything's just like right here in the center, and then there'd be like 1,000 pixels of this shooting off to the right and this shooting off to the left, and it just looks weird. So when we do it this way, when we have like design elements that are touching the edges of the screen, we can grow the screen size, and these will just stay in place. And I'm going to show you an example here. So this is another website I did, Westside Electrical. You can see me making this website. It's another playlist, but I didn't use the new system. I actually retooled this. I went back and I changed all my CSS to be in the M units, and I want to show you this triangle graphic right here. Normally, when I place this and I grow the screen size, this is attached to the right side of this element. So this would just keep going to the right. Or if I just fixed it right here and this grew, this would stay here, and then there'd be this empty space, because I can't grow it that big, because then it would just overpower the entire website, because it would just be so gosh darn big to still fit here. But I set it at 1800 pixels. At 1800 pixels, the body font size becomes one view width, and now everything is growing proportionally in scale. So now I don't have to I just set this one time, and it takes care of it. I think I got another one like right here. What I was telling you about that portfolio. Now everything is scaling proportionally. So now I can deliver a more uniform experience across any size. So like again, we got more. This is dependent on the right side of the screen now, but when I resize it, you'll notice that everything is just moving together. They're all connected, and this is the new type of website I'm making now, where I use M units. I have to do some calculations, but look at the results. This is truly responsive web design. Literally every element on this website is responding to the width of the screen. And I'm going to show you how to do this. You're gonna make higher quality websites that look more uniform across any type of screen size, and you're going to do it in less time now. So if you follow along this video, I guarantee you it'll make sense. You'll understand this, and you will see just how easy it is to make something like this. I know it seems complicated right now. This is like looking at this and trying to understand what the hell I'm talking about. Body font size, M units, view widths. It's a lot to take in, and I didn't even understand it at first. But once I started practicing with it and getting good with it and really just working with it, it just makes sense now. And especially like this little line here, this graphic here. Again, that was another issue. Every time I grew the screen size, this thing would jump up, and I'd have to put the padding down to push this down. I had to make like 12 breakpoints to keep this thing positioned right. But now I don't have to do that. I just set it once, and at 1800 pixels, everything moves together. So that's what we're going to do today. This is just the introduction video. I wanted to introduce you to this new concept. We're going to start the next video with the HTML, and we're going to mark up our website, and then we're going to start on the mobile CSS, and that is where we'll see this magic happen. So I hope this doesn't scare you or confuse you, but if you are kind of curious as to how in the heck this is happening and how you can do it, watch this series, watch this playlist, and you'll be able to do it. So with that, I'm going to show you, because we need a couple things to get this started. And that's what this video is. This is the get started video. I wanted to introduce you to the concept. You need to have the less preprocessor. Less, it's just a different way to write your CSS. And then what it does is it will compile it into CSS. So you get to nest things inside of things. Let me pull something up here. So like in the build kit here, this is less. So I have my hero, which is the main section, and then inside of it, this is my pseudo element. This is the hero content, the H1. So you can nest things, and then when this compiles to CSS, so local.let.css, see, it puts the hero behind everything. When you nest them inside of a property like this, everything inside of this property will have hero behind it. So hero content, hero text, hero H1. So if you watch my other videos, you notice I had to manually do this. I had to copy and paste hero and P, and hero and buttons, and hero and button solid, and hero and call now. But now I just type hero once, and inside, dang it, every time. And inside the brackets, that's where I put the next thing, like hero before, hero content. And if I place an element inside of it, inside of another one, so like this call now. So now this call now has these properties, and then I want to target the, here's the call now. I want to target the images inside call now. So I just do image inside of the brackets. Totally unheard of in CSS. So you can't do that. Well, no, you can't. But when you download and use less on your system, you can do this in your system, and it's totally fine. So like we're targeting the dark, which is this one, inside of call now, which is inside of hero. So when we go to the actual CSS, so we got hero, call now, dark, hero, call now, image. So the processor, when you have a compiler, it will take this code, it will look at everything you did. It's like, okay, this is what it looks like in CSS, and it spits it out for you in your own local.css. It's the same name as less, but it does it in CSS. So it spits it out, says, here's the stuff, this is what the browser wants. Here we go. So the first thing we need to do to get this working is you need to download Git. It's a terminal window. You can download and set up Git, or you can just use the one that's default on your computer. So when I use it, you'll see down here when I click this. There you go. This is your terminal window, and this is where you can make commands and tell your computer to do things. So once you download Git and set it up, you open it up. This is what you'll see. So after that, we need to install Node, because Node it's called npm, and you don't need to know what this is. You don't need to know what any of this is, because I don't even know what any of this is. I'm just doing the bare basics of what my understanding is. You download Node, which has npm part of it. npm is how you install things. So like when you download Node and you get this on your computer, all you do is you go to your terminal and you do npm and then npm some program install, and it installs that program from wherever it lives. I don't know how it works. To me it's magic, and that's how we're going to get less. So when we get less, see, use with Node.js, all you got to do is type this in. So we right click and copy, get rid of this, right click, paste, and then npm is installed. What a wonderful day. Um, and I don't know about this. You can try that. I don't know what that is. But yeah, see if that will. Let's see. I think you need that. Style CSS. Okay. So yeah, you probably got to put this in there. So copy and paste and put that in there. I already installed everything, so I can't remember what else is in here. I think that's what I did. So now that you have less installed, that's it. Just close this out. You don't need it now. We're going to close this out, and then after you have less installed, after you installed Node, after you installed Git or use your terminal, then you need to install a compiler. Now, this is like all these different steps. This is annoying. I know it is annoying, but damn it, that's technology. So we need to install a few things in this order to do the things we want to do. And I know it sounds complicated and it might be irritating, but my God, is it worth it? So we need to download a compiler. And it's called Koala. Go to koala-app.com, download the Windows version, and then once you have that downloaded, then you open it up. So the first time you open it up, you can open it up from your desktop with the desktop icon, and then after that, it lives in your menu bar. You can't see it because I'm recording the screen and it won't show you my menu bar, but it lives down where you have your Wi-Fi, your sound settings, USB drive. There will be a little koala head right here, and you just click that koala head, and then you'll get this window. So when you get this window, to tell it to watch a CSS file and compile it for you, let's add it. So we go to desktop right here, browse. So this is where it lives, is in this folder, and Caselli Painting. So we're gonna open up Caselli Painting. We're gonna click on the CSS folder because that's where the less files live, and we're just gonna hit OK. When we do that, I think I gotta delete this so it's not confusing. I'm gonna delete this again. We're gonna try this again. Okay, because there's another CSS file that's watching, so I'm just gonna redo this. CSS right here in Caselli Painting. Okay, so here it is. It pulls out all of your less files and sticks them with a little orange red thing so you can see them very clearly. And what you have to do, so we're going to be looking at less, local.less. This is my homepage one. Auto compile, so that it compiles it automatically. Every time you save, it will compile that less code and turn it into the normal CSS that a browser can read. And it'll create that file for you. So you can hit auto compile, and then I like to choose auto prefix. It will prefix everything for you, and then compile. Success. And what's neat is it can compile multiple folders and multiple files. So since I'm going to be working with all of these less files, let's go down the list. Auto prefix, compile, auto prefix, compile. So I'm telling it to watch all of these files in this folder, and when something changes in it, I want you to compile it and update its corresponding CSS style sheet. Auto prefix. There we go, and that's it. You set it and forget it. You just minimize it, and it's gone. And it'll continue to monitor it until you restart your computer. And if you ever need to pull it up again, if you try double clicking on the desktop icon, it's not going to open up because it's already open. So you have to go down to your little menu bar here and click on the koala head. That pissed me off for a little bit because I was wondering, why can't I open this? I need to watch more files. Where do you live? And I kept restarting my computer to maybe like it was a problem with the program and reinstalling it and downloading it. And then I realized just this little unintuitive piece is that it sticks it down here in your little menu bar. So look for the koala head, the gray koala head, click on that, and it will pop up again right here. And if you're working on multiple projects at the same time, you just add a new folder and it'll show up here. and then you just click the files you want, auto compile, auto prefix, and then compile, and it will be watching multiple files, multiple folders, and all of those files inside those folders. So you don't have to keep doing it over and over again. You can watch and compile multiple folders and files, and then forget about it. And that's it. That's it. I know it might have seemed like a lot, but I don't want to I'm trying not to overcomplicate anything or over-explain anything, because I don't need to over-explain anything. You just need to know the steps to do and do them, and that's it. So we download Git so that we can open up a terminal, or we don't need to download Git and you just use your regular Windows terminal. Let's see, terminal. If I go into my search down here, terminal, command prompt, and here is your terminal that's built in with your computer. So there's this, or you can download Git. I like to use Git. I don't know, it just feels better. I like it. You can customize it. So yeah, I don't need it. All right, close. So now that that's done, you just install. You just click this, just download it, install it, and then you do that less. You copy and paste that less code for npm, install less, all that stuff. Hit enter, let it do its thing, and then install the Koala app and tell it to watch the files so that it will auto compile into CSS. So you create a file and you save it as local, as like whatever page dot less, not CSS. You save it as dot less, and that's how you create a less file. And then that's how this finds it. So when you create your less file, it will recognize it's a less file and put it in a little orange and red thing, and it'll tell you, hey, this is it. Here it is. Here's our less files, and here's our CSS files that we don't care about. And you just click on it and compile. And that's it. It's set. It's done. You can forget it. The entire project now will be watched and compiled. So things will hopefully happen a lot easier now. So now that we have all that installed, I am going to get started. The next video will be the HTML, and then when we get to the mobile CSS, that's where the real fun stuff starts happening. Because what we're going to do in my previous videos, I would write mobile CSS first, where I'd change font sizes so that it would fit. I would change like widths and margins for everything, and then I would change those measurements going into tablet and going to the desktop. So I was basically, building 3 different versions of the website. But now, because I can use the M's and scale everything, I can write only the desktop measurements, and I can scale them down to mobile with 1 line of code. So I can save myself a ton of time from having to write mobile specific styles and desktop specific styles, and I can just do it once. And then in different media queries, I can scale the parent font sizes and the body font size to scale up all of those M values up or down, however I need them. If that doesn't make any sense to you right now, it will. I promise. We're gonna get through this, and I'm gonna make sure that you at the end of this playlist series, you will understand what the hell I'm talking about. Because there's really no other simpler way to explain it. You have to see it, and that's what we're going to do. I'm going to explain it as I show it, and then it'll make sense. It'll make more sense than just me talking about it. So that's the end of this. We got everything set up. You were introduced to the concept. Now we got to wrap our heads around it in the mobile CSS. But I will see you in the next video for HTML. We're gonna structure our website. I mean, you could skip that portion if you want and jump to the CSS because your curiosity is getting the best of you. But I watch the HTML video because how you structure your HTML is going to affect the rest of your website and how it's built and how it flexes and moves around. And you want clean structure, and I'm going to show you how to plan that out. And because as soon as I look at a website, I know exactly how the HTML is supposed to be. And after this video, after watching it and understanding my logic with the HTML and why, hopefully you can start to see the same things, the same patterns, the same structures. So I definitely encourage you to watch the HTML video because it will be helpful. But if you're just dying to see the magic, yeah, that will start in the mobile CSS. That's going to be in video 3. So thanks for making it this far. Hopefully it didn't bore you or scare you off. But I promise this will be worth it, and I'm really excited to show you guys how you can do this. So I'll see you in the next video.